I've coached over 1,000 people in their fitness and nutrition, from busy professionals to professional athletes, and 90% of them had the same problem. It wasn't that they were lazy or unmotivated, it was that they were following the wrong advice. In this video, we're gonna go over the simple 3-step formula that actually works. Tip number 1, set small goals. Let me tell you about a client I'm currently working with. Let's call her Janine. Janine will do anything that I say. She's a rock star. But Janine wants to do everything, and she wants to do it now. With Janine, we had to take a step back and hold the reins so that she could only set about 1 to 2 goals per week. In this way, she was able to really focus in on not just the goal, but how she was going to sustain the goal over time, which included building a lot of skills, whether that was trying different recipes or finding different snacks that worked for her. And now Janine is able to stack her habits week after week so that she is ready to not just do them, but maintain them for potentially the rest of her life. Now, Janine, only about 2 months into working with me, is absolutely killing it. And her personal goal is weight loss. And she has been losing weight at a perfectly steady pace. And it's all because she didn't go and try to overhaul her entire lifestyle, but instead she habit stacked and really focused in on one thing at a time until she was really damn good at it. Tip number 2, focus on the big rocks first. I could tell you a story here, but I'd have about 900 of them to tell you, because almost every client I've ever worked with came to me worried about the small stuff, such as the preservatives in their food or if they were consuming seed oils. Instead, we changed the focus to the things that actually move the needle. Focus on things like calorie intake, macronutrient distribution, which means how many proteins, carbohydrates, and fats are we consuming. We dial in on sleep, or we dial in on stress management. Those are the things that really get the ball moving. The reason you want to focus on the big rocks first is not just because they're the things that work, but also because building momentum by seeing results early on is one of the most motivating things that you can do. If you are already seeing progress towards your goal, it is a million times easier to be able to not just sustain your current habits, but like I said in the first tip, building on top of them as you go. You will absolutely crush it by focusing on the things that actually work and actually move the needle. So focus on those things instead of focusing on whether you're consuming Red 40, seed oils, nutrient timing, or what supplements that you're taking. Which brings me to number 3. Manage your expectations. We've all seen that newspaper or magazine at the checkout aisle in the grocery store that says lose 20 pounds in 1 week, or those videos of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm absolutely guilty of watching these when I was really first starting out and feeling like, man, I could probably look like that in a couple of years if I just worked my butt cheeks off. And that's not necessarily true. Now, we need to understand what is actually realistic for our body based on not just our time, but where we're starting out, and how much motivation or money or resources that we can put into this journey. Managing expectations is so important because I've seen a lot of clients that I've worked with who are absolutely crushing it. Maybe they're losing weight, or they're building a lot of muscle, or they're making strength gains or endurance gains, but they feel like they're not because their expectation is so much higher than the progress that they're making. For things like fat loss or weight loss, we may be looking at 0.5 pound to 1 pound per week. You may want to lose 50 pounds, and that might take a year. If you want to build muscle, it may take just as long, if not longer, to put on the same amount of poundage that we just talked about with weight loss. If your goal is strength or endurance, you may have some weeks that you make no progress at all, and you have other weeks where you make 5% progress or that could be really frustrating, right? So understanding that what is realistic for those gains, but also that progress is not always linear. There's going to be weeks where you make progress. There's going to be weeks where you don't. There's going to be times where life gets in the way, and there's going to be times where everything seems to be going great and you are absolutely crushing your goals. And understanding the nuance between those two is not just going to make it realistic that you achieve your goal, but it's going to get you feeling really good and motivated along the way, even when the going gets tough, because let's be honest, at some point, it's going to get tough. Look, I know we didn't talk a whole lot about actual fitness and nutrition concepts or strategies in this video, but that's because that your mentality of how you go about your fitness and nutrition journey is wildly more important and more predictive of your success than just more fitness and nutrition science. But you do need that stuff too. So check out this video that I made, especially if you want to build muscle, because this is going to take you to the next level. I'll see you over there.